This season hasn't gone the way we planned. But tonight, we've got an opportunity to affect the playoff race. These guys need to win, and we're standing in their way. So this game means something. And I intend to go out there and show them everything I got. Spoiler alert.
On the floor for the visiting San Antonio Spurs. At shooting guard, at the other guard position.
It's the home of the Jazz here in Utah as 2K Sports brings you today's action. Live from Salt Lake City, Utah, in the Energy Solutions Arena. Lyles checked in for Gobert. Booker comes in for Derek Favors. Exum, he's checked in for Alec Burks. And Freak subbed in for Burke. David West, he's checked in for San Antonio. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. On the court right now for the Spurs, the timeless Parker and Manu are the 1 and the 2. Aldridge out there with West, and it's Leonard in at the small forward position. Parker drives in. It's blocked. And here's Freak. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Suns in Phoenix.
And I thought the contribution he made by just generating contact, getting to the line was outstanding, guys. I mean, he picked up a lot of points at the stripe.
And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. The Jazz making a switch here. Hood's checked in. Boris Diaz checked in for San Antonio. Mills comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And, of course, Tony Parker, so big for San Antonio in those championship runs. But word on the street was that Spurs coach Greg Popovich didn't always go easy on Tony. He really pushed him to the limit.
Yeah, you know, it started back when Tony was invited to the Spurs summer camp before the 2001 draft. One of the scouts was really physical with Tony, really gave him a hard time, and that was really the start of his maturation process in learning to deal with the NBA.
Well, it was the San Antonio Spurs winning their last game against Toronto.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when the team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
And you really got to admire Boris Diaw. I mean, he's found a way to kind of reform his game as he's gotten older. I mean, so different than when he was new to the league.
Anderson, he's checked in for Tony Parker.
That's 4 connections and 5 tries now for him in what's been a great first quarter.
Now, here's Mills. Defense right on him. 52 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Shot off the screen. And it's Freak with the rebound. Diaw lost his athleticism and is a slower player than before. You could argue he's more productive now, though, Clark, than ever.
Well, his game was always on the ground in my mind. He's highly skilled. He's much more cerebral on the floor than given credit. I mean, I think he is really a difficult matchup because he's crafty, he's tough, and he's experienced and skilled.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Hood kicks to Freak. Wide open. Rebounded by the Spurs.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
Ginobili right side. Now the pass to Mills. That 3 off the mark. Freak. The shot is off. And we had the chance to catch up with Greg Popovich, and he talked about how
to be in the conversation, I think, is totally appropriate.
Pop breaking it down and telling it like it is as usual. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Lyles checked in for Gobert. Trevor Booker comes in for Derek Favors. Dante Exum, he's checked in for Alec Burks. And Freak subbed in for Trey Burke. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. West comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Daniel Green. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Exum and Hayward filling at the 2 and the 3. Booker out there with Lyles. And it's Freak in at the 1. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Suns played some outstanding basketball. He had 12 points, and along with what he did on the offensive end, he also played some stellar defense as well. He really was the second unit for his team in a great performance, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. That really was a spectacular game for him, even by his standards, guys.
And how about the high standards he has for himself? Really did have it all working for him in that game.
Anxious to see what's in his mind for an encore today. I mean, it'd be awfully difficult to top that last game.
Clock at 4. Beyond the arc. The rebound by the Spurs. Last time they met was in Utah, where they beat the Jazz.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
A total team effort, and I think the starters enjoyed a chance to be able to step back and relax and enjoy how the bench played.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
And David West gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Good checked in for Gordon Hayward. The Spurs also with the sub. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Leonard. Now here's Freak, covered by Parker. There's the dish to Booker. Passes to Hood.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
The Jazz shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
When you're hot, you're hot, and that's certainly been the case for Freak. He has 14 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Knocked loose. In transition, here come the Jazz. Freak with the ball. Offline with his 3.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ginobili kicks it to West.
That's the wall.
And it's Freak with the rebound. Utah leading by 3. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Freak's got 6 here in this quarter. Diaw with a wide open look. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Freak. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. It's the Jazz up 2.
Well, Tim, in looking at that
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You look at Freak in this game, he has been everywhere.
And, you know,
changes. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Rudy Gobert. Dante Exum comes in for Burks. And Freak subbed in for Burke. San Antonio also making some changes. David West, he's checked in for Duncan. Ginobili comes in for Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. On the floor for San Antonio, Manu and Kawhi filling out the perimeter. Aldridge out there with West, and it's Mills in at the point guard position. Hayward on the wing, covered by Mills. And Hayward gets it to go.
And one thing about Gordon Hayward, he's an excellent playmaker for a small forward. Averaged over 4 assists a game after averaging over 5 the year before. So you've got to love a scorer who is also unselfish. Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. The wide open look here for Aldridge. Misses off the right iron. Getting back to Hayward, the one area where you'd like to see him improve, taking care of the basketball. Averages nearly 3 turnovers a game the past couple of years.
And Kevin, he's made a concerted effort to be more aggressive on offense while being more efficient as well. So he's got to balance those two, aggression and efficiency.
And the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game for the Jazz. Lyles checked in for Favors. Rodney Hood subbed in for Gordon Hayward. The Spurs also changing it up. Boris Diaz checked in for Aldridge. And it's Kyle Anderson in for Kawhi Leonard.
You know what? He wasn't going to wait around for any help on that break.
Solo soiree performance all the way. How about that for a little bit of a limerick?
I'm going to let it slide.
Picked by West. Over in the corner, Diaw. And he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Diaw's got 6.
Right there, West used that ample frame of his to open up space for the shooter. Solid screen.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammon, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
There's Freak. Chance there to take the lead, missing. For San Antonio, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. And here's Mills for 3. Can't get it to go. The Jazz go the other way with it.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And that one's good. Freak. 20 seconds left in the third. Ginobili outside. Comes up empty down low.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And the game. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great. And so it's San Antonio who scraped by with the win.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan player of the game, Tim Duncan.
Well, he shows just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building will.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show.